have yet to really make a huge play, and they're going to have to soon if they don't get the zone. They do have 4 players up, though. But a lot of teams have been cut down. Now we're into the last 10 or last 11 teams.
Vibes have made their way across now after their defense. Major Pride struggling against Nolbu, but he's only able to get one before the flush comes in. Naomi needs to crawl into some cover because D Plus are going to launch some nades out this way. Vibes not quite in the greatest position to be able to find this. Smoke starting to bloom. They're not taking any chances here. And Dino's going to enact the res onto Naomi. Naomi still further back for Major Pride and will be looking to hold it down. Playing the off angle seemingly quite well for this roster.
Yeah, Naomi, a very strong player. His damage number proves it too. And like I mentioned earlier, the most difficult role is that off angle. You have to be able to think for yourself a lot because the team can't see your vision. Sometimes you have to make the important calls from your position because you see stuff that your team doesn't. Naomi definitely the player up to task for it. On the northeast side, Rook, the winners of the first game, staying strong as for. Demorte just down to Milky Way, and they are going to pressure this in.
Just keep their push going. Corker down, and Default now has backup from Rami. With that DBS on the inside, Milky Way with that DBS himself in hand, spots a player cooking a nade and nearly clips the wings, but isn't going to be able to fly this time around. Milky Way back on upstairs. Corker still low. I think he crossed that door frame. There is damage pouring in through the doors. That's from Brute Force out to their eastern side. Corker just wanted to stay safe, but you can't find it. Nades up and in through the window. You're locked into that corner. You can't cross back, and Rook take down Demuerte.
Major Pride are doing a lot of damage from this ridge line. They've got a Nox onto Vibes, found a nade through. Now they're going to look to take the gas station. Got to be careful, though, because Vibes is still there, and they get the zone. So maybe it's a risk not really worth taking. Just leave that solo in there for now, as the Vibes player are taking shots at them.
Trying to survive with Fabian in the gas station. Major Pride still taking knocks out on their western coastline. And Team Queso and Bigatron, really the two teams in these really strong positions up to the north. Team Queso 4 players, Bigatron with 4 as well. Major Pride have been fighting through. And Vibes, by the way, are climb up these tables over these last couple of matches that we've seen from them. They're in 3rd place right now, with Influence Rage taking that dip. They're on 6 eliminations. They're really keeping up the pace with Mongolia.
Yeah, Vibes doing great for the region. Of course, SDE being such a strong team, Vibes also stepping up to the plate. Weibo Gaming getting caught in a tough spot. This back off angle from West Carry is doing great for Genesis, because if Genesis was all in the shack, this is an easy breach in for Weibo Gaming, and Genesis has no real fighting chance, but Carry really dampening that push out of Weibo Gaming, trying to get a confirmation. Weibo Gaming looks like they could be reset to 4. Rook now having to make their mad dash, and oh, this is one full send if I've ever seen one. They're getting cut to pieces.
It is a tough move to make, and it will not be successful. Rook eliminated. The shots from Brute Force just a little bit too much to bear. Weibo trying to cross from this western edge as well, over towards Genesis. Everybody trying to cinch in, but it's Team Queso really holding out this northwestern side right now, with Gianti from DRS, the last player alive for them as well on that western edge, just trying to stay alive over on the beachhead. It's going to be really, really tricky stuff. Ming crawling around out there, not having the best of times for Weibo.
So taking some long distance shots for that mini, running extremely low on that mini ammo too. He's got to be careful because Wyman hasn't been able to make that cross yet, and I don't think he will. So if Sook gets knocked, that is not going to be a likely revive. But Wyman also not in the zone. He's going to have to make that cross, and that smoke he threw earlier is starting to dissipate.
Does manage to just make that mad dash. Finds himself on that tiny little ridge line that you can see that buggy of both of those players posted up behind. Brute Force now from the northern side, taking nades over towards Genesis and looking to poke their nose in towards that Bigatron hold on the eastern edge. Will be pretty important to make their next move carefully, concisely. Need to be accurate with their play now.
About to head into circle number 7 here. Fabian staying alive. Major Pride did try to finish that out. but Vibes team stopping that short. There is still the solo of DRS. I don't know if Major Pride realizes that he's still there. They were taking shots towards that direction earlier, so they just have to keep in mind that that position isn't fully flushed out yet. But as a solo, Yanti isn't going to try and do much if he keeps getting the zone, which he's going to have to hope he gets the next one.
Oh my
He
goodness.
does!
Team Queso as well in that brilliant compound position, but it's going to be Brute Force and Bigatron both staring them down. Daggers from the off angles there. Major Pride from the south side have a difficult push to make. They're going to have to strafe across that Weibo and DRS solo hold area, and I don't know how successful they can be. I wonder how much utility they're going to have to make it.
I think it's doable because there's that ridgeline on the beach. If they could get there, I mean, Ganti is the only real opposition. Of course, crossing over towards that ridgeline is going to be risky with Queso. But Queso, if they wait it out, Queso's going to be concerned about BTR and everyone else on the northeast. This is very doable for Major Pride if timed correctly. The big thing for me is all the teams with the most amount of players all lost the zone. Brute Force, BTR, Vibes, Major Pride. This is going to be a big push out of all 4 of these teams.
There is that little hill as well, just to the north side of the road. I don't know if it will have exact cover for Brute Force just on the edge here. But here we go, Vibes rolling on into the last player from the plus. And they're able to take him down with no casualties. They can get the healing done, and then get a move on. In the meantime, nades in from Major Pride. A third-party attempt onto this push forwards, and maybe timely made as well. A nade over the top finds Apex, and now Doc and Baron low on the inside. More nades looking to come on through as well as they drop those smokes to keep their position up on the wall, nice and secure from that northern side. Major Pride continue to bombard and slow down the players, crucially, from Vibes. Remember, these players do not have a lot of time to play with. Burn onto the inside, and Major Pride making their bid for freedom towards that beach.
Yeah, I'm so happy to see they didn't get too distracted from potential eliminations there and went and pushed over the wall, because even if they take out Vibes, there's nothing much for them to play for there, so they recognize the task at hand still. They will go down to the southern beach side. Sook with a nice knock from distance onto Effect. With enough smokes, Effect can crawl down and get revived, but Sook has eagle eyes looking over here. This is the most likely point for Sook, so he shouldn't be looking anywhere else. More shots coming in, and ooh, I don't know who that was from. Effect down to just 1 HP now.
Gianti came through with a nade over onto Naomi on the forward position for Major Pride. They're being split apart. I don't know if they know he's there. Apex able to get that nade. That's from Vibes up on the top of the ridgeline, finding that shot. Naomi very, very low. Dino gonna have to make a mad dash to try and save him, but Major Pride down. In the meantime, Bigatron rolling on up to Team Queso. Zatalis goes down first on the crash. Artur's low on the back line looking for a heal, but Bigatron playing with 2. Superboy the next to fall, and Lapar left last to stand in the face of Team Queso. Has got that auto shotty, but it's not gonna work out. Brute Force cut apart in the meantime as well. Nobody's been able to make this cross towards Team Queso, and it is their game to lose at this stage.
Oh, Major Pride down to 2. They had a chance with 4, but now down to 2, and the zone not favoring them either. Also, Queso will have free reign over the entire sightlines of the south side with 4 players up. No one going to be able to contest them either. And it looks like Vibes are hopping over and going downhill. Jarling's trying to get the points now. That will get confirmed. Dino, the last one up, and he realizes, I'm going to take this 1v1, get a placement up, and maybe the 1 point. Gianti still holds strong.
Actually, a lot of the players from Vibes are down. Gianti, if he finds a nade on the body here, or anything really, he might be able to find something, but no, he's going to use that last first aid. Maybe have time to dip back out, but no, he's going to have to move forward over this ridgeline into sight lines, and this is now no man's land for him. I'm out with the angle right out this way, but there's a little bit of bush cover. His Vibes are going to have to crawl forwards. No nades in hand means that it's going to be difficult to make. Gianti's still going for DRS.
Yeah, DRS staying strong, but finally caught out by YML. He stands up, gets the shots in. We're down to the last 4 teams. Queso just looking to get as many points as they can. YML trying to steal some of those away. Didn't get that one. There's still the solo of Brute Force on the north. He's not going to do much, though, I don't imagine. But there is 4 different teams in play here.
Looking at Vibes total, and right now they've got 11 eliminations, Zute. They have a massive dent put in that lead that they have been closing from that Sandhawk as well. going into this match, they are looking to put up a lot of points. Even if Baron goes down here, this is a very, very significant shift in the tables that we've seen so far today. They started on 87 points today. Their Sandhawk was good. Can they get even better here? It's Team Queso looking to burn out onto Neos. That damage will tick away. That's Brute Force going down. That's Wiremout falling as well. And Vibes have laddered up into second place with 11 eliminations. Sits down in the blue, denies the point here. Team Queso will be able to take this one down from the compound that they were holding on that side. They didn't have to leave it. They did get a little bit of a blessing, but they played for 9.